Hi there. So I'm really all hoping that you have got your make and take kits that I sent out in the mail on Monday. So I'm really praying that they've reached you already. And if they have, then I'm rather hoping that you looked at the flowers on the front and went, ooh, I wonder how she did that. Some of you may be going, I know how she did that, so that's fine. But hopefully somebody out there said, I wonder how she did that, because I'm going to show you regardless. Okie dokie. So let's pop it to one side. Now this is a technique called kissing, so mwah. And I'm going to show you how to get a pattern on the inside of just a normal flat stamp like this. Okie dokie. So, oh, this is good. What did I do with it? Oh, it's up there. I was going to say, that's a really good start, isn't it? I've lost my bits of paper. Alrighty. So, excuse the fact that my scrap sheet already has a few bits on it. Now, what you want to do is you take your things. So I'm going to do it slightly different colours to the one that I did there, just to show you that it does work with other things as well. So I've got Cherry Cobbler, Poppy Parade, and Crushed Curry. So I'm just going to pop those on top of there for a moment. You will need your stamping cleaner, or I'm using my chamois because it's just really quick and easy to use when you're doing anything that needs lots of cleaning off in a row. Let's get rid of everything over there. All right, so you will also need, so what I've done is I've used these two sets. So I've used In Bloom and Comfort and Hope. So Comfort and Hope is what's creating the background parts, as you'll see on there, and In Bloom is obviously my nice big flat stamps. It's funny, I actually bought this specifically so that I could show you guys this method, and I absolutely love the stamp set and the dies, and you will see that one of your make and takes happens to use the dies. So so I want to go with the biggest stamp first of all, and I'm going to use, so I'm just inking this one up with the Poppy Parade to begin with, and then I'm going to pop it straight onto there and stamp it. And can you see the pattern that it's now got in it? So if I was just to, I'll just show you quickly, stamp it just down on normal, that is the difference. And it would probably make a heck of a lot more sense if I had my stamping mat underneath. Excuse the fact that I've got one that's not a Stampin' Up one, which is now going underneath there, but there you go. It's the only one that I can actually currently see, and because it's red, it actually sticks out on my desk. Okay, so that one is cleaned off and that can go away now. So let's pop my stamping pad away. So the next colour I'm going to use is the Cherry Cobbler. So I've got my stamp all nicely inked up. Now you do need to clean this in between, so just dunk it off on your on this, and pop that down onto there. It will grab off some of that colour, and then you just pop that down onto there, and again you can see that we've got the background pattern into it. And wow, hasn't it made my stamp nice and red? Isn't it funny when you get a new stamp set and the first thing that you think of to do with it is something that needs red or pink, and you just know that it's going to end up coloured, and you go, oh, why do I always think of something that needs colour like that? Oh, let's clean that off. So clean that one off and do the next one, and we're going to pop one of those down there. There we go. I wonder if I could go with another little one up the top. Hang on a minute, I might just might just add in like a little one here as well. So let's clean that one off again. Might use yellow again. See how it even works with the little teeny tiny stamps as well. So cute. Love that. All right. So that's done my flowers. And they were all just one colour and taking colour off. Now I'm going to show you how you can actually add colour in. So you see how these are actually two-tone colour. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's move everything in. Excuse my arms. Don't want to move it down too far. Okay, so this one here I'm going to ink up with my Night of Navy. So I've had to use a fairly dark colour because it shows up better on the screen. Let's just move everything down there. Move this one over. Then I'm using Old Olive. So what's going to happen? Actually, you know what? I'm going to add my stems first. So let's just do that. I'm going to have a stem there. Stem there. Sorry, just cleaning that off, and only want it down as far as that so that I can put it to there and then continue it below. Oh, that's a bit interesting. I've ended up with a bit of extra colour. I must have accidentally inked up over there. Well, there you go. There's another thing to not do when you're doing this, because otherwise you end up with extra colour. So I will find a way of disguising that somehow. Not sure how, but we'll work on that one. Okay, so ink up your leaf stamp, and you want to stamp it off first just so that it gets rid of some of that colour. And then you press it down onto this inked one, it will pick up the colour, and there it is. That's amazing, isn't it? I just think it's so cool the way it does that. Let's do the other one. So ink up, stamp off, pop it over onto here. Oh, actually re-ink this one in the meantime so that you've got plenty of ink on there. And let's pop that there. Sure whether I might be able to add maybe another one in there. Okay, let's have a go. So, oh, whoopsie, ink it up. Let's try that again. Whoops, managed to go off the edge. Oh, and that. Let's just pop that onto there. Well, it covers over part of it anyway. That's a good start. And what else was I going to show you with this one? So I'm just wondering whether I might be able to disguise those lines a bit. Oh, look, I've got a bit of cat fur or something on there. Do you know, when you want to get rid of something like that, if you grab yourself a bit of sellotape, because sometimes it doesn't want to come off properly. So hold on just a second and I'll quickly show you. You can actually just do that and it whips it off there. It's the same with glitter as well. So if you accidentally get glitter on your ink pad, don't stress, just grab yourself some sellotape and dab it into your ink pad and it will take it off for you. Sometimes things end up on there and they just don't want to come off, so that's the way to get them off. And oh, look at that, I'm now nice and blue on the side of my... There's the advantage in having the chamois. You can just use them to clean yourself off as well as your stamps. So let's move all those off onto, whoops, there, oh, and come back here. All right, so I'm wondering whether I might be able to use one of my blending brushes just to give this a bit of a colour in the background, and it'll mean that that's not quite so obvious. So let's see, we will start off with a bit of Blushing Bride, I think. Have you used blending brushes before? They are so handy and they give such a beautiful effect. I don't think this is going to do it. colour might not be strong enough for this, but it'll look pretty anyway. So I'm just gonna go ahead and carry on. Actually, okay, that's not actually getting rid of a line, but I've got another idea. So bear with me a moment because I have a plan. Cunning plan. What do I need? Now I can't remember which colour I was using. It was Night of Navy. So, Night of Navy. I'm going to actually use my pen and draw that line in just to make it more, excuse me, just because it's there now, I don't really see why I shouldn't just make the most of it. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw some lines in over top of it. Oops. Whee. I need to go a little slower with this maybe. There we go. Just makes it kind of look a bit like maybe you've got some blue twine over top of it or something. Might just do another one down here as well. There we go. All right, I'm happy with that now. I've covered up my line. There's always a way to fix things, let's face it. So the other thing that I wanted to show you in this video, which I've kind of now done, is how to use this as well. So potentially this I would now mount up onto something nice. Actually, I did have one. What did I do with it? Oh, gee, there it is. Something nice like that, and then onto my card and give it a little saying underneath. So that's how you do the kissing technique anyway. That's how you add a bit of extra colour and randomly end up doing something completely different that you hadn't planned on doing. However, moving on. So this one I've already stamped up, and I wanted to show you how these blending brushes are so fabulous. So the way that I use my blending brushes, I'm just going to get rid of my little pad from under there. So first off, I want to start off with a clean blending brush. So if you're not sure that your one is clean, just grab your chamois, give it a good wipe around, and then off on your scrap paper. That'll clean it and dry it. All right. So I'm just gradually adding some colour down this. So I'm going to go with maybe a bit of Pool Party next. So I tend to work from off the page to begin with. And you'll just see it gradually builds up colour. So if you want it to be darker in colour, you just add more colour to it. And just keep going. It gives such a softer effect than even using the daubers do, to be honest. So I think it's such a pretty effect that it gives it. All right, I'm going to move away from that colour, and maybe we'll use a bit of Calypso Coral in there as well. So because my brush now has Pool Party on it, I'm just going to take this, run it off on here. Oh yeah, look, that side looks positively clean in comparison, doesn't it? So I usually just brush it along my hand a little bit and then make sure that there's nothing coming off it anymore, and then you can move on to your next colour. Obviously you can, you get 3 of these in a pack, so you can use them for different colours. So if you're doing sort of like a whole heap of different colours in one go, then you might want to use different ones for different colours. That makes sense. I had initially allocated one for blues and greens, one for yellows and browns, one for reds and pinks and purples, but now I'm realising that I actually don't need to do that either. So bonus! So let's clean that one off again. So somehow mine's got a little bit of yellow down the other end. But let's give it a bit of a clean around. Wipe it off on my hand, make sure that there's nothing coming off there. That looks good to me. And let's add a wee bit of green down the bottom. So I'm going to go with a bit of Pear Pizzazz. And there we go. So then I would make that up into one of those long cards and pop a little saying on it as well. So if you do want sort of the edges to look a wee bit more defined, let me just see. Oh, I'm going to go the old olive. Actually, I haven't tried this, so, you know, you're going to be guinea pigs with me. So just to see whether I can get the same sort of effect that I usually get when I do my daubing. I don't think I'm getting quite the same effect. It's giving me a lot bigger, sort of thicker border at the moment. Yeah. Whereas when I use my daubers, give me a second just to find Regals. That's what I'm after. Regals. No, I'm looking in the wrong section. Old olive. So when I do my daubing, I would usually just round the sides like this. It gives a slightly thinner line, and it's probably more controllable to do that sort of border with the daubers rather than with the blending brush. So I'm just going to go ahead and give myself an entire border there. Yeah, see, that side's a lot less clumpy than this side. So yeah, there's still a use for the good old daubers, but as I say, this just gives you such a beautiful look going through it. So yep, that was what I wanted to show you in this video. So I hope that is a useful thing for you to know about. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.